Dear students, let us move towards the next point in this fourth chapter, that is wireless ATM, asynchronous transfer mode. So first we will see why the wireless ATM is required. The first reason behind the wireless ATM is that seamless connection to wired ATM, that is already existing wired ATM service is there. So to expand that particular wired ATM service with wireless, so the ATM which is working on the ISDN or BISDN, so this is a integrated service high performance network supporting different types of the traffic streams. So any kind of data, that is audio, video or raw data, you will observe on the ISDN network or BISDN network. Then the ATM network scale well, so which can be used in private or corporate sectors through local area network and wide area network. As I said, this ATM is working on the ISDN or BISDN platform. So BISDN uses ATM as backbone infrastructure or wired infrastructure and integrates several different services in one universal system. And nowadays n number of mobile phones are available with the user. So mobile phones and mobile communication have an ever increasing importance in everyday life. So to provide the wireless service with the help of ATM in BISDN is also required. So the current wireless LAN do not offer adequate support for multimedia data stream, any kind of audio, video kind of data. Then the emerging mobile communication and ATM leads to wireless ATM from telecommunication provider point of view. The main goal is that to provide the seamless integration of mobility into BISDN, that is by using the existing infrastructure or the network which is available with the ISDN, just to provide wireless service which is working on ATM. But one limitation of this particular scheme is that high complexity of the system. Now we see the basic working principle of the ATM. So this particular ATM is favored by the telecommunication industry for advanced high performance network which is working with the help of BISDN as a transport mechanism. So this particular ATM and BISDN with the STDM and asynchronous time division multiplexing kind of procedure is mainly observed. And in this case, in case of ATM cells, the cell header or the contents available in the ATM cell header determines the connection the user data belongs to. So this is the feature of this ATM, is that mixing of different cell rates are possible. For example, different bit rate, constant bit rate, variable bit rate, feasible bit rate. So depending on the usage or the type of the service required by the user, variable bit rates are available with this BISDN and ATM service. And interesting for data sources with varying bit rate, For example, guaranteed minimum bit rate. So user will get minimum bit rate, or we can say that guaranteed data rate he will get. Additionally, bursted traffic in if allowed by the network. If suppose heavy congestion is there, more traffic is there, at that time also the ATM network will provide the desired service. This is the typical ATM cell format, which consists of 5 byte cell header and 48 byte user data. So this particular cell header consists of the connection identifier, for example virtual path identifier, virtual channel identifier, and some other fields related to the error detection and correction purpose, check some kind of information. So in wired ATM, also in wireless ATM, you will find the cell based data transmission, where asynchronous cell based transmission as the basis for the ATM. So this is the main reason behind the continuous cell stream. Apart from the user data oriented ATM cell, in wireless ATM or wired ATM, you will find the additional cells, or the cells are necessary for operation and maintenance purpose, that is OAM cell, operation and maintenance cells. So these cells can be inserted after fixed interval of time, created a logical frame structure. And if suppose the station has no data to send, it automatically insert the ideal cells that can be discarded at the every intermediate stages in the network. And if no synchronous frame is available for transport of cell, for example SDH or SONET, that is synchronous digital hierarchy, or the synchronous optical network oriented cells, then cell boundaries have to be detected separately via the checksum in the cell header. Now we will see the reference model for this BISDN. So in this 3-dimensional diagram, we can able to see the different layers from bottom to top. So at bottom you will find the physical layer, then ATM layer. The third layer is the ATM adaptation layer, and at top you will find the application oriented higher layers. So this particular reference model again divided vertically, where you will find the user plane, control plane, and management plane. So three vertical planes you will find: user plane, control plane, and management plane, and three hierarchical layers from bottom to top: physical layer, ATM layer, and ATM adaptation layer. And in this particular BISDN, you will find the out of band signaling, where the user data transferred separately, and signaling lines you will find separate. So in this particular BISDN, physical layer consisting of two sub layers, that is physical medium dependent sub layer, where the coding, decoding, and bit timing related operations takes place. Also the bit transmission reception kind of strategies are observed. The second layer is the transmission convergence layer, where the header error correction, detection, sequence generation, and verification of the contents available in the header, plus the transmission frame adaptation, generation, and recovery of the frame, or recovery of the bits available in the frame. Then cell delineation, cell rate decoupling, identification of the particular cell, that is starting of the cell, can be identified by using this kind of that is by using the transmission convergence sublayer. Then the second layer, that is ATM layer, where you will find the cell oriented operations, where cell multiplexing, demultiplexing, either the cells are moving from bottom layer to the top layer, that is ATM adaptation layer, or the cells are coming from the ATM adaptation layer and towards the bottom layer, that is your ATM layer. So if we are considering the data which is coming from the application layer, higher layers to the ATM adaptation layer, where the data segments are converted to the ATM cells and ATM cells are given to the bottom layer, that is ATM layer, where you will find the switching of the ATM cells with the help of the virtual path identifier and virtual channel identifier. So this is the logical operation. So first virtual path get identified. Once the path get detected or identified, the virtual channel get assigned to the ATM cells. Then cell header generation and verification. This is the most important part in this particular ATM layer. Then depending on the traffic available in the network, or depending on the number of cells coming from the top layer, or depending on the availability of the protocols available at the top layer to maintain the flow of the ATM cells. So flow control mechanism is also observed with this particular ATM layer. In the upper layer, that is the ATM adaptation layer, where you will find the different services related to the segmentation. So first service depending on the bit rate. Okay, so depending on the application, the bit rate controlling. So constant bit rate, for example traditional telephonic communication, you will find, or in that case the constant bit rate is get maintained. And if suppose the user data related to the communication, compressed data or video information is there, so at that time variable bit rate kind of service is provided. Then depending on the user requirement or the time constraint between sender and receiver. So with time constraint, for example the service like real-time applications, video conferencing, interactive video and voice conferencing kind of service. Then without time constraint, where you will find the email kind of service, file transfer kind of service. Again depending on the service, that is time constraint and without time constraint, two categories are there, connection oriented and connectionless. Connection oriented and connectionless service. So this particular adaptation layer is again divided into sub layers, that is convergence sub layer, service dependent adaptation, which is working with the common part convergence sub layer, CPCS, and service specific convergence sub layer. Depending on the type of the service, the adaptation layer will provide the services to the user. And as I said, the application layer will provide the data to the ATM adaptation layer. So where you will find the ATM adaptation layer is responsible to provide the sales to the ATM layer. So segment to ATM sale conversion kind of operation. So here the segmentation and reassembly sub layer will work for that particular operation. So in this diagram we can able to see the green circles are nothing but the various applications which are running at the machine A and machine B. So here you will find the service dependent connection, that is application to application or adaptation layer to adaptation layer is connection nothing but the service dependent. But if we are considering the ATM layer. So at that time the service independent ATM connection, like TCP/IP or OSI reference model, the same kind of strategy here is observed, where the application layer will provide the raw data or the segments. So ATM adaptation layer accept the user information, and the adaptation layer is responsible to provide ATM sales by using the segmentation technique. So here ATM layer will take the ATM sales, and sales are given to the physical layer. So at physical layer the encoding, decoding, the type of the signaling, the modulation techniques, so all kind of physical transmission media. Then if you are considering the wireless ATM, at that time the radio service, the carrier frequency. And if we are considering the wired ATM, so at that time you will find the different kinds of the transmission medias, connectors, the encoding decoding schemes, the signal strength, the type of the connectors. So in this way same kind of operations are observed at the other side at system B, where the raw bits are given to the physical layer. Physical layer is responsible to provide the ATM sales to the ATM layer, and ATM layer is again responsible to provide the sales to the ATM adaptation layer. And depending on the type of the application running at the B side, the adaptation layer is responsible to provide the suitable information to the application. So ATM layer is the service independent transport for ATM sales, where the multiplexing and demultiplexing kind of services offered by this ATM layer. And adaptation layer will support different services which are running at the application layer or at the higher layers. So this ATM forum founded the wireless ATM working group in 1996. So your main task was to develop the specifications to enable use of ATM technology also for wireless network with large coverage of current network scenario, where the private and public or local and global network. So main intention or goal of the ATM wireless ATM is that just to use the existing wired ATM service and the existing wired ATM service to convert in wireless ATM. So here compatibility to existing ATM forum standards are most important. Then it should be possible to easily upgrade the existing ATM network with mobility functions and radio access. So few modifications mainly observed at the bottom layer, that is physical layer. So here two subgroups of work items are need to consider. The first one is the radio access layer protocols, where the radio access layer, wireless media access control, then wireless data link control, radio resource control, and handover issues. All these points are need to consider if it is required to provide the wireless service with the help of ATM. And second subgroup is there, that is mobile ATM protocol extensions, where if suppose one of the mobile is changing or mobile terminal changing its location, so at that time the handover signaling, location management, mobile routing kind of operation, then traffic and QoS control, network management. So all kind of so all these points are need to consider in case of wireless ATM, or to provide the wireless service with the help of existing wired ATM network. Now we will see wireless ATM services. The first one is in the office environment, where the multimedia conferencing, online multimedia database accessment or sharing of the information. In universities, schools and training centers, where the distance learning is possible, online teaching kind of procedures. In industries, you will find the database connection, data sharing, or sharing of the data which is available in different sections of the industries. Then surveillance application, real-time factory management, database management. In medical field or hospitals, where the reliable data service is provided by this particular ATM, where high bandwidth network will provide the real-time patient information, medical imaging, remote monitoring, that is monitoring of the patient by sitting anywhere. The condition is that your mobile terminal must be connected with the ATM network. Then home appliances, where high bandwidth interconnected devices, for example smart TVs, PCs or laptop or the gadgets, were connected to the network. Then in transportation, network vehicle, that is monitoring of the truck or tracking of the truck, aircrafts, interconnected vehicle, platooning, intelligent roads, inter-vehicle communication. So these are the different components mainly observed in wireless ATM, that is WTM, wireless mobile terminal, ATM terminal, mobile phone, then radio trans receiver, RT, AP is the access point, then EMAS-E, that is end user mobility supporting ATM switch. The two switches you will find, the end user mobility supporting switch at edge, and one more EMAS, that is end user mobility supporting ATM switch in network. So at user side you will find the edge switch, and in the network, or either it is in wired ATM network or wireless, you will find the network switch. Then APCP, access point control protocol, which is running with the access point. And two interfaces, UNIM, that is user to network interface with mobility support, and network to network interface with mobility support. So this is the reference model of wireless ATM, where the mobile phones or wireless mobile terminals are connected to the RT, radio trans receivers, and these trans receivers are again connected to the access points. Okay, and APs are again connected to the edge switch with APCP protocol and user to network interface with mobility support. And the switches which are available at the edge are again connected to the network to network interface, or connected EMAS and network to network interface and mobility support. So this is the user plane protocol layer. So here you will find starting from the left hand side, mobile terminal is there. Okay, then wireless ATM terminal adapter is helpful to provide wireless connectivity with the radio trans receiver. So here green boxes are nothing but they are connected by using wireless network. So wireless ATM access point. Okay, so up to this you will find the radio segment, means mobile phone or wireless terminal is connected wirelessly, and at the right hand side all these blocks will come in fixed network segment. Fixed network segment means all these devices are connected by using transmission medias or guided medias. That is the first switch, that is EMAS 8 switch, the switch is connected to the network interface oriented network switch, then ATM switch, and ATM switch is again connected to the fixed end ISDN network. At bottom we can able to see the protocols are working in coordination with this particular blocks. So mobile ATM terminal, here you will find the user process or application, ATM adaptation layer, ATM layer, and physical layer. And here the physical layer is again with RAL, radio access layer, who is responsible to connect with the RT, that is wirelessly to the wireless ATM access point. At this particular switch, edge switch, you will find the ATM layer and physical layer, both the layers are working. Then in case of network switch, EMAS, network to network interface, again the two layers are working, physical layer and ATM layer. ATM switch is also working with physical and ATM. And ATM terminal, again you will find the same blocks are available or layers are available, user process or application, adaptation layer, ATM layer, and physical layer. So this is for the user plane protocol layer. Now in case of control plane protocol layer, the protocols which are working during the control plane, so here again the same blocks are there, mobile ATM terminal, wireless ATM adapter, it is again connected wirelessly to the access point, edge switch, network switch, ATM switch, and fixed network. Below this we can able to see the various protocols and the services working with the ATM. So signaling with UNI M interface, user to network interface, then SAAL, signaling ATM adaptation layer, ATM layer, and physical layer. With this adapter, wireless ATM adapter, you will find the ATM and physical layer. With access point, you will find the APCP, signaling ATM adaptation layer, ATM layer, and physical layer. So in each section, that is at access point, at edge of the particular switch, at network switch, at ATM switch, and fixed network, you will find the different interfaces, user to network, network to network. With this network switch, you will find signaling plus network to network interface. ATM switch, you will find, so this particular ATM switch you will find connected with the network switches and other edge switches. So that's why here you will find the signaling with NNI and UNI, and the right hand side with the fixed end system, signaling plus NNI, UNI, so user network interface, with signaling AAL, ATM, and physical layers.